And good morning, friends. It's time for your Farm and Ranch News. This morning, we're actually producing this program from Montana Pulse Day, which was held this week here in Billings, Montana. And in case I forget to mention towards the end of the segment, next year this very event is headed for Bozeman, Montana. So mark it on your calendar and plan to join us in Montana's Gallatin Valley. Enough of that, though, because today we have a special guest. We have Beau from Williston, North Dakota. He's the current chairman of the USA Dry Pea and Lentil Council. And Beau, as always, there's never a lack of issues to talk about in agriculture. There's never a lack of issues to talk about with the pulse crop industry. With that being said, you were just back in Washington, D.C. meeting with some very important people. Tell us about your meetings back there.
Well, it was a great trip, and we got to be a monumental part of visiting with Sonny Perdue, our Secretary of Agriculture. And as far as the pulse industry goes, we basically met with him and pled our case as far as the access to the MFP programs and different things. And we had a good visit. You know, it was very intimate. There was only a couple of us there, on the Secretary and a few of his hands. So it was a great meeting, and we pled our case pretty strong in a few areas, and of course lots of different topics come up.
Well, of course, here in recent years, we've seen these pulse crop acreage basically truly expand in places like Montana. Of course, North Dakota has been a leader in this industry for years, but we have had some market disruptions this past year. And one thing about it, the USA Dry Pea and Lentil Council, your board of directors, your staff, I mean, you're trying to find other avenues to get these delicious commodities into more consumers, not just here at home, but around the world.
And that's what we're all about. We're all about being part of a coalition. You know, if you look at the acres nationwide, we're crowding 4.5 million acres of pulses, which is peas, lentils, dry beans. So through those coalitions, I mean, we're working with folks in Nebraska, Kansas, eastern Colorado, all over the U.S. And through those coalitions, that's what we're doing, is using our checkoff dollars to the best of our ability. One, focusing on domestic consumption, because if we can have a market close to home, we know that's the best avenue. But through our meeting with Secretary Perdue, we also talked to him about access to funds for foreign market development. So we're going to try and get into markets that we haven't had access to before. So as a council, we're doing everything we can. We're utilizing our staff to the best of their resources, and we're going to get it done.
And certainly using producer checkoff dollars to their fullest as well. Beau, thanks for being with us on the program today. And one more quick reminder, don't forget, November 30th is the deadline for the Pulse Crop Revenue Crop Protection Program. So be sure to visit with your crop protection insurance agent right away.